You are now tuning into the Vibe with your boys podcast. Starring Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy. You dig?
It's Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy, and we're here with another episode of Vibe with your boys podcast. Yes, sir.
Hear what it is, family.
How's it going, Mega? How you feeling?
Cooling, man. Chilling. James Harden about to come to the Heat. You know what I'm saying? we living right now.
You can just go start it off.
I got insiders. Don't ask me how I know I got insiders.
Okay. I respect that. I respect that.
If you want to know, my insider was a dream I had right before I came here. That was a dream.
Forget your dream, man. Right now we are welcoming Jammal, Lemy, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for
Of course.
I don't even know what title to give you. You seem like you do so much. You little social activism, creator.
Nah, I be in the mix.
Be in the mix.
But I don't be in the mix like that.
Okay, you be in the mix working, getting busy.
Yeah.
I feel you staying low key.
I was just telling niggas, try to do as much while you can, man. This our moment, you feel me?
Most definitely. So for those of you who don't know Jammal, you were a part of March for Our Lives. I believe you were creative director for there,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
March for Our Lives was a campaign to help, I guess you could say, gun laws, I guess you could say like that?
Yeah, like just change the legislation around it, like put more resources and trying to,
Restrictions on it, kind of.
Yeah, like just like basically like you can't walk into a fucking store and just leave with a fucking AR. You feel
Gotcha.
me?
Gotcha.
Shit's wild.
So yeah, man. So that was one of the things that Jammal was involved in. So a little bit of social work. So let's kind of.
I do not represent them.
No.
I put that out there.
Yeah,
my views are on behalf of them.
Gotcha, for sure. So let's start rewind a bit, because the Jammal that's doing this and was doing that, that's not the Jammal I knew back way in high school. You feel me?
Nah.
So you started off playing sports, middle school, basketball, things like that. So, and then you left Piper High School and went to Stoneman Douglas.
Yeah.
Correct? And then you were still playing sports?
Yeah, I played for the varsity team both years. So I left the first week of junior year from Piper to Douglas. So I was kind of okay. So I made the team. And I just, I played for them. We won the district championship the year I got there. And then we made it to that year we made it to the regional finals. And we lost to Wellington. And then the next year we made it to the district. We lost the districts to Springs. The M-Boys was crazy that year. And then we made it to, I think, the regionals, quarterfinals.
Gotcha.
That year, I think. I don't know. Did we make it? No, we didn't go to regionals. We
put it up a little bit.
District. Oh, they can't really hear me?
Yeah, you get
I be dropping a little bit. But yeah, after Piper, I just kept playing ball. I played football for 4 weeks.
You touched football?
Yeah, I was like, I remember I went there and I was like, yo, I want to play quarterback. And they were like, all right. So I was quarterback training for I want to say 2 weeks.
You was solid?
Hell yeah. I ain't touched the field. It was literally me and my homeboy had pump fake on me. He was like, yo, let's go train with them. They're going to get us swole for the next season, and we can play football. And I was just bet. And he was athletic, wide receiver build. So I was going to run quarterback. He was going to be my wide receiver. Our buddy pump fake a weekend, and I was in there. I was like, how do I leave? I told these niggas I want to play quarterback, and they gave me their whole playbook and everything. They're like, yo, start learning this. And I was just like, all right, I ain't never giving their playbook back. Niggas was texting me yo, can I get it? I was like,
ran off on them.
I was like, I don't even know. I lost it. I put it somewhere. I couldn't find it. But yeah, I kept playing sports after high school. I didn't want to play in college though, because my knees they gave out on me.
Gotcha. So
flat tire.
So class of 2016, we graduate.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me I'm gonna kind of try to walk it through. So maybe about a year after that, after we graduate, Valentine's Day,
2 years. It was 2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, we graduated 2016.
It happened 2018.
Yeah, January
So
2018.
2 years after that, Valentine's Day, I believe, the Stoneman Douglas shooting happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So you being now an alumni for Stoneman Douglas, 2 years removed from that,
Yeah.
it happened, What are you thinking like when you hear the news that that's going on at the school?
Actually, the real reason that like got me like real connected to it, aside from it being like my alma mater and shit, was that I had lost one of my good friends. That was like my little bro named Joaquin. He was just like this cool.
In the incident?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lost his life. So he's just cool, like little like Venezuelan like homie, you know, just cool people. And he was kind of like a little homie, so I'd like help him with like job applications, and like I was just starting like my first production company, so I hired him, and like I was in like, you know, like let's build it together.
So at that point you were already like in the production space.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at that point I was like practicing photography for like, I want to say almost a year.
Okay, when that love started, like for the
I had watched this movie. I know you've probably seen it, The City of God.
City of God. I heard it. I ain't seen it.
Yeah, it's like this real cult classic Brazilian movie about this dude who wants to be a photographer and like has to like navigate like the slums and the like favelas, like the ghettos of Brazil. And it's just this dope ass story, and like that shit was just shot hella like cool. And like I was like, yo, I want to do that. I was like, I want to like try it out. I mean, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to like, you know, direct movies and shit. So I was just like, yo, being a photographer would be like a nice stepping stone into like figuring out the game. So yeah, so at that point, like that all happened. I was just shooting here, nothing too serious. Like I did like a little couple of jobs for people, and then I was like, yo, I want to start a production company. Like just start doing this shit for real.
Gotcha.
And then like I started designing clothes with another one of my homies, and like I was like, my homie Joaquin, who ended up passing, I was like, yo, you should just model for us, bro. Let's like, we're designing clothes. We don't want to pay nobody. You just, you know, you look like a model, nigga. Let's go.
So that's how the relationship kind of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was always like my homie, and like we used to play ball together. Like he was, you know, he was kind of nice for someone who didn't play for a team.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, and like I said, so like at that moment it started to get like a lot closer. We started to like really talk about like more like life oriented, creative like oriented things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so at that point like that relation began to start to like solidify.
And then you heard about the incident and everything, and then
I was at the beach with one of my boys. Like we was just chilling, and the next thing you know, like it literally felt like the whole world stopped in that moment, because you can just start seeing people started like looking at their phones.
Everybody's talking about it.
You feel me? And like we were like, what the fuck happened? And like one of my boys texted me. He was like, yo, shots fired at Douglas. And I was like thinking it was just like some Twitter beef, because like it was weird. I was like, yo, you shots fired? I thought someone was like talking shit on the internet. And he was like, nah, bro. And then another one of my boys in like a group chat dropped like the video of the Snapchat that was like kids screaming like blood, and like I was like, what the fuck? So like I was going to FAU at this time. So we went back to his dorm. I got my car keys, and we just dipped back to the city. It wasn't that far, like it was, you know what I'm saying? It was like a 20-minute drive, but you know, I got back to my crib and it was like police everywhere. And it was like, I was like, what the fuck? This shit's wild. And you just never think that something like that would happen, you know, at, you know, somewhere you just used to like chill and walk around, bro. And like the dude who ended up doing it, he, you know, like I interacted with him in high school. So, and like one of my first like memories at that school was interacting with him in like a real weird way. So yeah, so it was just like just reevaluating everything. And like I remember my first thing I did, like no bullshit, was I texted like this one dude, one homie I know there named Juju, and I hit up Joaquin. I was like, yo, y'all good? And like Juju hit me back. He was like, yeah, bro, I'm chilling. And then like people were like, yo, where's Joaquin? And then like hours and hours and hours passed. And he just never hit it back.
Gotcha, man. So from that point on, you know, of course, you know, having that relationship with Joaquin, where did you say, okay, you know, I'm not sure how much of our lives were started, but you know, how did you get into that journey? Was that like started then and there, correct? After that incident, right?
Yeah, you talking about like it was like founded there?
Yeah, like after the incident, March for Our Lives.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was that one of the like main founders, Cameron Caskey, who's like one of like my close homies today. He started everything. He called up a bunch of people like that he just knew randomly, and he was like, yo, like let's do something about it. And then they didn't really know what it was called at the beginning.
Yeah.
They were just like, yo, we're just gonna start this thing and let's like try to like be loud and like,
get your voices heard.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one of my boys, Matt, he knew Cameron because they were in like comedy club or some shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't cool with any of them like really in high school. And then but I was cool with Matt because he was in LA going to film school, and I wanted to be a filmmaker. And I was like, yo, this is the closest like person I know doing this shit. So I used to hit him up and like talk about ideas. So when he came back home, we started making T-shirts out of my garage and shit. So when Cameron hit him up, literally the next day he came to my house. He was like, yo, like my friend's starting this thing. Like I think it's gonna be dope. We were like, I think you should be a part of this, bro. You should do it. And I was like, nah, bro. Like I just lost my homie. I can't really be like, I emotionally can't do this right now. So and he was just like, well, I feel you, bro. I respect it. Just know that, we'll fuck with you when you're ready.
So in the beginning, you weren't too fond of the idea because of course you were going through like the
mental, just emotional
stress of like losing a friend.
You feel me? And it was just like the world was just so foreign to me. Like I've always been like an outspoken person, but like just never on that scale because immediately after all the people who I ended up like working with, they were like getting extreme attention and like virility on social media and like getting hundreds of thousands of retweets and followers, and it was just like it felt so like off.
Yeah,
you feel me? It felt off to like what I was like thinking the moment should be. So I was like, nah, I just want to be ducked off. Like that's the type of person I am. Like I like being ducked off, like doing my thing.
So the attention that y'all was getting turned you off pretty much?
Yeah, it did. I was just like, why? Like why do people care about? I mean, like that sounds like a weird thing to say, but
no.
It was like compared to like the fucked up shit that happens in the world. Like there's been school shootings before. You know what I'm saying? There's like kids are dying in like the hoods every day. Like you feel me? People are dying in the street every day. Like,
why this particular incident?
You feel what made this so different for like everyone to give a fuck? Like bro, like celebrities, presidents, everyone like cared about this moment in a way where it was just like, yo, like I feel like it had to do with like it was just, a bunch of white kids. You feel me? Like in a really white community, like experienced this terrible and horrific incident, and they cared a lot more. So I was really turned off from that. And it wasn't until I actually ended up meeting, like Joaquin's dad, who like now today, bro, like we would have never thought, like me and him, like I was just at his house like last week, like drinking and just like talking about creative ideas and brainstorming on how we gonna like fuck shit up. Like he's like this
Joaquin dad.
Yeah, his name is Manuel Oliver. And I want to say this dude, he's dope. Like I'm talking about
so he's in the creative space as well.
Yeah,
okay.
He's like he does it all. Like he like is a dope ass artist. He does like these murals and he paints and he makes shirts and he's like you see like he walks with like a swag that like that like you just like damn like I want to know this dude. I want to talk to him. You feel me? That's how he is. Like everyone calls him like Uncle Manny because like he like definitely like has that energy to him. And it wasn't until I sat down with him and he was like I was like yo I want to like help however I can with like because he has his own organization called Change the Ref, which means like change the referee, like change the people who like calling the shots.
Yeah, okay.
Because Joaquin used to play basketball and like he was Joaquin's coach, and like I remember one like he like forgot like he got like fouled out and he's like man fuck these refs, we gotta change these refs, like they fucking suck. Like he was just like mad as hell because he fouled out. So like he just took that name off of like that experience. But yeah, bro, it was until I sat down with him and I was like yo I want to like help you like do what you're doing because he started like making art and springing into action after everything happened as a way to like deal with everything. And he was just like bruh like right now like I'd love for you to work for us but like you're dope like and right now I don't have like the resources to help you feel me to like make sure like your work can be like valued and seen. Like I can't pay you. And he was like yo like the martial I know you said the martial arts kids are like wanted you to work with them. I think like you can honor Joaquin, by being in a place where like your energy for him can be seen, you know what I'm saying, where you can kind of take him with you where you go type of thing. So it wasn't until that experience that like I was like all right, let me hit them up and see what the word is.
Okay, so that conversation with Joaquin's dad, Manny, help you gear you towards, finally joining them? So you hit them up, you want to join. How did you assume the role of creative director with them?
I mean, it was always supposed to be like that way because like
from the initial like time they talked to you.
Yeah, because I mean, like they have like creative people, but like it's one thing to be like creative and like to have like a vision for like how you want to do stuff, like
and actually lay it out.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
And, like I think I had like very early on, I had a vision of like how things should be, and like for me, like I teach myself everything I do. Like I know I go to school now, but I don't go to school to learn what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to school because, excuse me, truthfully, my mom, she Haitian, so you feel me? So,
already know.
So she already like just like already beat it into me, like as we grow up, it's Lakai, Leko, Liglies, house, home, church. So it's like for me, I was just like trying to help her because like she sacrificed so much, so I know she's gonna get like a little joy seeing me get like that diploma. Like, man, if it was up to me, I was like, fuck school.
What's your major you're studying for?
I have a so I'm basically getting like I get to build my own major, but I have a focus in media studies. So that's like film and like music and like everything that kind of falls into that intersection. So, but I might not finish. So next time we have a conversation, I could have just been like, fuck it. But yeah, so like the whole creative director thing kind of all came together when they were like, yo, we want someone to design merch for us. And I was like, I can design. I'm just doing T-shirts. That was really what the connection was. It was like I was just making T-shirts. And like, when you have like all this attention, like everyone loves a good T-shirt. You feel me? Or like dope-ass merch. So they hired me to do that. And then quickly from there, like I just became like the person who would like, just offer just creative ideas. And everyone did. Like it was very much like collaborative.
Group effort.
It was a group effort. But like I was definitely the person that like they would go to like get those ideas, and like being a little older, having a little experience, like it just definitely helped. And then so when it started with merch, it quickly just moved towards like video projects and art and like different movie like opportunities, not like being in movies, but like people who had like films to partner with us and like bringing those people in, having those conversations. So like my job was really like creative director, and I was like head of like partnerships like that. During that time, we did a collaboration with Frank Ocean. We did another collaboration with will.i.am and like the Black Eyed Peas. We did another collaboration with Jenny Hoser, who's like this like dope fine artist. She makes like like the Off-White, the Supreme. Yeah. Like she's from that like school of thought of like super imposing words. Like her shit is all text based.
Gotcha.
So when you look at her art style, it's like her and this woman named Barbara Kruger. And Barbara Kruger literally was the inspiration for Supreme. Like if you look at Barbara Kruger's like work, literally that's like a ripoff. So like it was like her and Barbara Kruger were like the leaders in like the text-based like art kind of installations. And then there's another artist named Hank Willis Thomas, who's like this dope ass like visionary black dude. He comes from like this super creative family. His mom was like this legendary photographer. His dad's just a baller. So he has this organization called For Freedoms. So it's like FOR Freedoms. And that's like basically like art for like change, right?
Gotcha.
So like I was just heading all these different partnerships with these dope groups and like these dope people, and obviously like people here like Frank Ocean. It's like blah, 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 like depending on like what what your vibe is.
Yeah.
So I was definitely like creative director and like head of like partnerships and collaborations.
Gotcha.
And that good stuff. So it just naturally kind of like morphed into that, after time. And then I obviously designed the T-shirt as well, and we registered. Like basically, you scan the shirt and like you get to register to vote. In under 2 minutes, and register like 50,000 people.
So you scan the shirt and you register to vote. Like it pops up like a link or something.
That's
it's a QR code.
Gotcha. See, I was
okay.
Yeah, so it's like American flag. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe y'all can zoom in on it. But yeah, we put that on T-shirts, and we went on the Road to Change. That was this bus tour where we was on the road for like 60 days.
I peeped when you was doing that.
Yeah, and then so we brought the shirts with us, and we just like literally like registering people to vote with a T-shirt. We didn't need I mean, like some people use the clipboards and everything because like obviously like there's that method still like works. Yeah. But the T-shirts were like a dope way to engage with people because everyone loves new technology. Like QR codes aren't new, but the way we were using them was like very much new.
Yeah, in that way.
Yeah, you feel
register
me?
To vote.
Yeah, so that all just like those ideas just kind of led into like, oh damn, this nigga, he's kind of creative. You feel me? So it just kind of worked out.
So let me tell you from like the lens of like me now seeing all this like come together and things like that, because leaving like we go back to ninth grade,
For sure.
So you going to Stoneman, didn't
I've
speak
known
to
you
you
for like what, 7 years?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, time flying. So you leaving Stoneman, I didn't see or speak to you over that time. We're in high school, so going to a whole other school other side of town.
Yeah.
Follow each other on IG, and then one day, I just look. And Jammal has a blue check. I'm like, I'm like, yo, so like, what's going on? Like, But so I look, and then I see, March for Our Lives, and I see you guys working with Will I Am, and I see all that. So I actually look into it, and I'm like, kind of like shocked. I'm like, yo, what Jammal, how he,
how did he get there?
Yeah. So, now I know exactly, the journey of it. So I'm just looking at it and things like that. And, I just started, paying attention more because,
Damn, that's what's
things
up.
like that, make you become aware.
For sure.
I was tuned in when March for Our Lives went on the Breakfast Club. And they spoke and everything like that, that years back. So I seen all of that. And, one thing I want to do while we're here, is commend, you and them, when you were working with them for your work. That you guys were doing for legislation, restriction on, access to certain guns and things like that. So that's very dope.
For sure.
And,
I appreciate that, bro.
Me personally, bro, coming from Piper, bro, it's like, see the work that you're doing. It was an inspiration to me because, the podcast is my vision. I seen you were working, in the creative space. So it just helped me, want to, go out and get it, and grind. So while I have you here, man, I want to just let you know that for sure. That was dope to see. I
got to have you for that one.
For sure, for sure, man.
Man. I appreciate that, man. And we doing it. Like, really, this is how it starts, bro. Like, I was doing the same exact thing, bro. Like, I produced a podcast, one episode from my cousin and his friends.
I caught that too. Like, it's crazy. Like, I seen you when you were doing it because sometimes we would talk through DMs and you said that, yeah, you were starting one up too, so I guess it was just one episode.
No, it was because like I was about it, bro. I have like a whole. I don't have like all this space, but I have a whole backdrop. I got the I had the furniture, I had the audio mixer, I had all that, and niggas only pulled up for one episode. So I was like, all right, I guess that was it. Nah, bro, I appreciate that though, bro. Like I really respect this, and that's why like when I couldn't do it Saturday, I was like, yo, I really want to get in because like this is how you start building shit. You feel me? Like, we got to look out for each other and we got to keep trying to, like, help each other, like, get to where we got to go. It's like that whole saying of, like, yo, if your man's is at the fucking basket, pass him the ball. Like, let him score, you feel me?
For sure.
So, we never know, like, what it's going to be or, like, what method of us looking out for our people is going to help them get to wherever they're trying to get
Most
to.
definitely.
So I appreciate that, bro.
No, for sure.
And, like, any other way I could help, I'm here. I'm in the city right now, so. No, but I appreciate that for real.
But most definitely, man. Most definitely. So like you said in the beginning, when you weren't a part of March for Our Lives, and you see them working with all the celebrities and things like that, you were kind of not in the headspace of like, like why. So now you're joining them, and now you're working with the celebrities and everything like that.
Yeah.
Is your like mindset like changed? Like, okay, this is all for a purpose. This is not just for my glory.
Did you get in the blessings from the Father help you get in that right mindset? Okay, now I don't feel kind of shady about it. Well, if that's the word.
I mean, like, really, my thing is like, for me, is like, a lot of people who are part of it didn't necessarily gracefully move out of it. And I'm not saying I didn't gracefully move out of it, too, because, like, there was a point in time where, like I understood what my whole purpose was going into it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, I'm going to go into this. I'm doing this literally because what happened to my homie. Like, whatever it morphed into, that's what it will be, and we'll figure out when it got there. But, like, I, like, promised on everything. I was, like, to myself, like, yo, like, this is limited. Like, this is for this X amount of time. I'm going to, like, because, like, it won't be forever. I didn't see this as a forever situation. I was just, like.
A moment to make change.
Moment to make change. That's all I looked at it as. I was like, yo, this
the world
is not
the
gonna
eyes
put
of
me
the
on.
world is on you. You want to try to.
You feel me? I was in, like, yo, I'm not going to use this as a moment to put me on anything. I'm not trying to be in no Hollywood, and I fuck with it. I like entertainment. I make music. I make movies, music, all this media shit. But I wasn't using that as a moment to like, do anything but what I came into it to be. So, like when I saw it, it was just like you said, I was like, yo, this has been put in front of me for a reason. And it's like in life, it's like, it's how we react to situations. So I was like, all right, I could like, sit down, be depressed, be this about it, or I can use like my God-given purpose and talent to like actually try to make change and like do something, to affect the world. And shit, it happened. You feel me? Like to this day, like I literally get DMs from like motherfuckers in Germany and like Norway, Africa, and like talking about the work that was done and like
major stamp.
You feel me? So it's just like that was the whole point of like, okay, I have this because it's like it's like a marathon, short spurts. You feel me? When you pick up speed, you hit that, but it's not. Don't be afraid to slow down kind of situation. So it took me a little bit. It took me like a year after everything happened to like really come down because, like I said, bro, it wasn't as graceful for everybody. Like, you feel me? So I was lucky enough where I came down. I was literally in the trenches. Like I got out of there and like, yeah, like I had a blue check, but my bank account was nowhere near. It wasn't pretty or nothing. I was still, living with my moms. I was like, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but I was just like, it didn't do nothing crazy financially. Yeah. So it was like, all right, let me get back to the drawing board.
To your grind.
Let me pivot. You feel me?
So now fast forward to 2020. Of course, you're doing, what you're working on, but also, 2020 being the election year.
Yeah.
I also peeped that, you were still active, kind of, put your little hat back on real quick, out there at the election polls,
Yeah, I mean, like 2020 was a weird because it's like Corona and like, I don't really be playing with that. I won't be in the mix or nothing like that.
How did that like impact you? Like
Corona or just 2020?
Bit of both. I mean, you can't mention 2020 without Corona and vice versa.
2020, they don't even need to call it just the year of the Corona. That's all they got to call because this really, I feel like this shit.
We went through social injustice.
We went through Kobe
dying.
We lost Kobe, bro.
Different music artists.
One of my boys told me today, bro. My birthday, January 28th.
Yeah.
We lost Kobe on the 25th. Or was it the 25th or 26th?
26.
I remember it was 26, right?
I know it was a Sunday.
Yeah, it was a Sunday. Because you know how I remember that? I had just did a panel for this movie documentary I was a part of. And we did this panel, and I'm at this like, wealthy person's house, and like, I'm just like, we having chili or some shit.
Yeah.
And also I'm in the bathroom, and I'm getting like notifications that Kobe was in an helicopter. I was like
26.
I was like, yo, like Kobe Bean. And I'm thinking like, okay, it just crashed. Maybe they had a rough landing, and there was like no survivors. I was like, bro, I was shocked, bro.
Like to this day, like I think about like when you going down Instagram, I'm like, this man died this year, bro.
Like Kobe this year.
That seems like, so distant, kind of.
You feel me? And then like even with that, bro, like I had just like started my studio, so we had our first contract. We did that shit, and then it was dope. And I'm thinking like, all right, so we're just gonna keep walking to the next one. We're gonna keep doing this. And then Corona hits and everything shut down. I moved back home, and I'm just like, damn, this shit is crazy. But then the election picked up with everything, and then like we get Joe Biden, and then luckily enough, like Jenny Hoser I mentioned earlier, she's like, it was like I consulted for her like with some like election day activations for like 6 months. So like leading up to the election, which was dope. Like she had like a boat, because like I said, it's all text, and I'll show you some of her work. So it's like she had like a boat with like an LED screen with her text out in Miami. She had like a truck driving around. And a couple of my homies, they were like with the NAACP, they was doing some like organizing. So I helped them out on election day. And then all of my homies in between, like who's doing anything that I felt like I could have added to their vision. Like I was just, I'm here. Like I said, I tell everyone I'm here. Like, so I just helped out a little bit with that, because like I was just like looking at 2020. I was just like, I'm not really trying to do too much election stuff, because like, yeah, my work is gonna be very much socially centered. So I'm trying to do the switch of like trying to do a little less more forward facing political shit, because like what happened was like after that it was just like the work I wanted to do got way more overshadowed by the work like the work that I did before.
Gotcha.
So everyone was just trying to like make me keep doing the shit that I was doing before.
Try to box you in.
You feel me? Like,
yeah.
You know, so I was just like, all right, let me just like the one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pivot. Like that's like you're not gonna put me in a box. So I was just like, all right, let me put a halt on it. Everything I do, I'm gonna keep it on the wraps because like I just can't like that's just the person I am. Like if I see something I care about, I'm gonna be vocal about it. So I was just like, all right, let me just take a step back, work behind the scenes, and then once I start putting these projects out, start putting everything I want to do out to represent like my creative vision right now, then we'll get back into it on the public facing shit. So yeah, but 2020, man, it worked out in my favor. A couple niggas owe me money because of the the whole election process. So yeah.
Now one thing I've been
Bushman along.
You heard him, but now one thing that I always say, like through 2020, we're going through the whole social injustice thing and whatnot, and going through like all these like different like death of Kobe, death of Chadwick Boseman, and just most recently lost King Von. Earlier in the year, Papa Smoke. Just so much, and I didn't even touch.
Taking me back.
And I didn't even touch everything. So
Pop was the hardest one for me too, because
that's
one thing I could say about this whole situation is that like I'll forever be grateful that I lived in New York when Pop Smoke was like hot.
Yeah.
Because
it was a vibe. It was a vibe.
Bro, you can't pull up to a function without hearing Dior, bro. Without hearing fucking Welcome to the Party. Without hearing any of that tape, bro. When I say like, bro, you get in a function, like niggas might start busting, but you be in such a vibe that like you just be bro. It was lit, bro. It was lit. Like that was saying like I didn't get to go to a Pop Smoke concert, but I felt like that was my Pop Smoke.
Matter of fact, like I was telling you before we started, we was at Rolling Loud last year, October.
Y'all saw him?
No, but that's when he started like buzzing.
Yeah.
And because of like some things I guess he was getting on in the city, him, Casanova, they like wiped him off of the
they banned
of the lineup.
They banned
so
him
we
from
didn't even
the
get a chance to see him.
But bro, you couldn't move around without hearing the song.
No,
bro.
no,
you couldn't.
That's when I first got onto him. But from October to the point he died, I was listening to shit heavy.
For sure.
Watching a whole bunch of interviews with this man. I'm like, and then the man just died. I'm like,
nah,
what?
bro. He was a kid too.
20.
Yeah.
Man looked like he was at least 32.
Yeah, he
He was about 25.
No, for real, bro. I thought man was like 28.
And he got that deep ass voice.
Yeah,
He was like,
man.
it's Pop Smoke.
And the way he carried himself like
he
an
did.
OG.
He did carry himself really well. You could tell that dude. Like he had a bright future, man. It's sad, but I gotta stay away from hating ass dudes, bro. Don't be projecting your moves. But yeah, bro, you were saying though.
Yeah, so going from the election, you helped out with that
For sure.
You got some stuff going on, right? You got some
like
short
I said,
film
I just
stuff.
started,
Like,
I just started my studio. So like I said, we were working on this web series. That's like that shit's gonna be dope. Like if you fuck with like Childish Gambino's Atlanta.
Okay.
If you fuck with like I don't want to like give away too much, but if you just love that new style of like media with like references that you'll understand and like people you fuck with, like that shit, that's what my studio, we're called Modema Studios, and basically it's the combination of like the shit that I love, and it's fashion and film, where in French mode is fashion, cinema is film, so I call my shit Modema. And it like, it sounds chic. You're like, oh, that shit might be a fashion brand, but you don't know what it is. But like we're really trying to like approach it from like from the independent status of creating and distributing like film and new media. So that's why like for our studio we work on like music, zines, podcasts, TV, film.
You trying to start a whole branch, whole network type thing?
Like literally that's like the whole goal of this is to like.
It's a group of you guys?
Yeah, so right now it's me, my girl Manju, my boy Matt, my boy Theo's our sound guy. We got a whole bunch of advisors. Like our studio is like I said, we just started the real studio. We started a year ago, but that was just like us like
coming together.
Not only just coming together, but it was like I had the vision for this like a year ago. And our first project was, like I said, I told you about this group I was working with earlier. It was basically like, they wanted to basically invest in like my vision and like my practice. So they were like, yo, come film this. And they hired me to film like the event. And it was like one of the largest artist convenings in like American history. So I was like literally the head like producer and director for the whole event. So I shot all the content for them. And from there I was just like, oh shit, we can just keep replicating this. But the actual vision of like Modema and creating our own media like started like
4 months ago.
Gotcha.
So I've been writing scripts. I've been putting together like the zine. I designed all our clothes. Like we said, we make our own clothes. I was just literally.
So right now, it's just starting off with the web series.
We about to drop. So we dropping the web series. We dropping 10 pieces in January. We're dropping the zine like right after that, and then right after that, we're gonna go into season 2 of the web series.
Oh, y'all in full work mode.
Nah, bro. Like I said, like I said, my whole vision is to like actually own like a streaming platform.
Oh, I feel that.
You
That's
feel me?
dope, man.
That's the whole vision, is to own a streaming platform, and then like actually start to build a catalog. So like for me, what's the whole beauty of the studio is that like, yeah, I'm an artist and I want to make stuff, but I work well when I'm helping other people get to their creative vision.
Gotcha.
So the reason I started a studio and why I'm so into like distribution and production is that like if there's an artist who doesn't know how to make a movie but they have a dope ass story, all right, here we are. We can work out
bring the vision
out.
to life.
We can bring it. We have the equipment. If there's a dope ass, poet or like communicator who like has a sound, who has a vision, let's give you a platform to make your stuff, and we'll find the most effective way to distribute that to the world. Like if you want to make a podcast and you don't have all the equipment and you want like dope branding and marketing, all right, come over here. We'll work something out and we'll find a way to get it to many people as possible. And like I said, we're starting out, so like what's dope about it is that we can all grow together. And like I always tell people that I work with, like, yo, this is only a stepping stone. Like I have no problem with like people using the platform and the brand as a stepping stone to like really step into their greatness, because everything takes time. So I'm just here to help as many people as possible until we get to our moment, because even with the whole March stuff, I just started seeing that like just connections. I started seeing stuff that I knew, people I was meeting, things that were happening to me. I was just like, all right, you need to really like double down on this and start to build this for yourself. Because like people like, for me, like as an artist, like people looking at me like, yo, what's next for you? Like I want to see your next shit. Like what are you dropping next? Like niggas been asking me for clothes for like a year, like a whole year, no bullshit. So it's like, now it's the moment. It was like, all right, y'all asked for this, I'm gonna give it to you, and we just gonna keep, coming at your neck. I told niggas it's like, we the new death row without all the shady shit. I ain't gonna Suge Knight nobody.
People just see the death row, all this stuff that Suge was doing, but the boys is like really working at the same time too. So it's like
we really work
death row without the shady.
No, without the shady. No, like I said, I live my life at service. That's like my whole thing. I live my life at service.
So we hearing all that, we see the vision. Where does the inspiration come from? Is it music? Is it just the word at hand? I know you're a music guy.
I love music.
So like, where does the inspiration come from?
Man, so like I just started making my own music, just as like a hobby.
Like you as an artist?
Yeah,
okay.
Like I literally was like, I was in the studio last week. I was on studio on Friday. I literally recorded my first track ever, start to finish, and that shit was fire. Now I'm not saying it because it's me. I'm like my producer, and he's like he's like a dope ass producer. He got like artists that like got millions of plays on Spotify. And he was like, bro, like you stepped in this shit and you just like fucked it up. So I'm about to get in the studio tomorrow. But really, like music's been like my biggest inspiration. One of my biggest inspirations, because for me it's been like it's literally music, movies, fashion, and like my family.
Gotcha.
And like God, and like obviously like I have a very complex shit like relationship with all that, but like God has like been so much of a driving force into like what I've been able to do. And like even if for me as someone who like doesn't go to church like that, but like the way my parents have instilled God within like me, you feel me? Like and how like that has worked out has been like a very driving force. Like my mom's, bro, like I said, like to this day, like get out here, fly. Bro, like she's like when they say like old lady, she's like my G, you feel me? She gonna buck for me, you know what I'm saying? So like even when I was going to school, bro, she's the one who like she put everything together like to make sure I could get out there. So it's like her, my pops, like my siblings, like my story, being from Haiti. Like Haiti is a huge inspiration for me. Like the whole story of like just how we became an independent nation and the revolution.
You feel like that's in you.
Yeah. Bro, I feel like that shit is in me, bro. So, but like in the musical sense, like Ye, Break, Mac Miller, rest in peace, was a huge inspiration for me. Kendrick, Freddie Gibbs, like.
Okay, I see the vibes.
You feel me?
Yeah, I see the vibes.
You feel me? Lyrical content. I'm tired of creators. Like, I fuck with that creator shit, like heavy as fuck. So, and then like movies, like hella movies. Like, obviously you can't be a movie buff without loving Scorsese or Spielberg or like the Spike Lee's. You know,
John
what I'm saying?
Singleton.
John Singleton. You feel me?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Ice Cube.
R.I.P.
Like, you feel me? So like those are the people where I look at, and like seeing how young some of them were. Like John Singleton
24.
was the youngest person to be nominated for Best Picture. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Inspiration.
You feel me? And I was just like looking at his story. I was just like, yo, like, we can really do that.
But Best Picture for, think about the story that he was telling though. Black boys from LA.
You feel me?
And he just portrayed it so beautifully.
You feel me? Like, he told that story, and that was like something that like I looked at, and I was like, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just love everything in between, and just like even just like in the fashion world, just like black designers, and you know, like I said, I teach myself everything. So there's still so much like I don't know, but like just seeing what black designers are doing now, like what Telfar is doing with his brand.
Yeah, with the purses and
You
things.
feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
bruh,
Yeah, Pete.
It's
Yeah.
nice with it, and just like I feel
Coming
like
up.
Kirby, Jean-Remy, you feel
That's
me?
my guy. That's my guy.
You feel me?
Bro,
Kirby is-
earlier today, I was on his page just looking
you
at his
feel
stuff.
me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Haitian
Like,
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's Haitian too, and he's like this dude who I feel like I could see myself in him. You know what I'm saying? So like those are just people that inspire me. Where like I look at them, and like, you know, everything ain't glitter, everything ain't gold, but like they really trying to make their dreams happen, and like they showing kids that they could do it too. And I know I'm like a little older, but I still feel like, you know, because I've always wanted to make movies, but like I just never saw like a route. You feel me? So now like that we actually have I feel like I have a route to it. Oh, I'm just like, yo, we on go mode. We on go mode. And being from Florida, bro, there's none of that shit here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Growing up, we had fucking Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, and a bunch
Plies.
of, yeah, Plies, of course. But I'm talking about like, Plies was like, man, this fly. Oh, I just got it. But Plies was like Florida legend. You feel me? But he didn't really like show up in like the national scene like that.
Got you.
Like, you know, when you look at places like LA, you can literally name off, you know, tens and tens of rappers who are like famous rappers.
Yeah.
You look at Atlanta, Georgia, you can name a bunch of rappers who are like famous. I can, you know, New York, you can name.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for us, we didn't really have like
The mega stars.
you know, that those people that were mega stars.
Yeah.
And like we're not like a small area. You feel
No,
me? Like
matter of
Florida's,
fact, we're just now starting to get the mega stars.
yeah, now you know, like I mean, within like the last couple years, obviously we had Kodak, you know, free him,
Yeah,
you know,
X.
free Bill to his backwards. We had X, we had
Ski Mask.
Ski Mask, we had the
There's
little
Curry.
We had Curry.
I mean, depending on who you claim, you know, the little pumps and stuff.
Yeah, I don't claim Lil Pump.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
claim that,
Like,
man.
you know.
But we had like the Smoke Perps of the world, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You know those individuals. We had Puya and stuff.
Yeah.
Fat Nick. We had YNW Melly. He not from South Florida, but you know
But
he's from
yeah,
Florida.
yeah.
Now we got Rod Wave.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we now starting to getting
Yeah,
that shine.
exactly.
You feel
Yeah.
me? So, but back then, like, you didn't really see it that much. And obviously, we had like the in betweens, but like there was never really. I mean, Ace Hood, you know,
You know,
Ace Hood
he-
was with
He was
Ross.
caught at one point.
Yeah, he
With
no, but
Khaled-
we had
with Khaled-
T-Pain though.
Yeah, Tallahassee.
Yeah.
So
It's just here and there, but never at one point, like you
We have
said. You
a
said
bubble.
Atlanta, like Atlanta got the unit, like
no, they had the units after
and
units.
still got the unit. So
Still got the units.
That's
Yeah, Atlanta 20 to 25 years strong, if you think about
for
it.
sure.
and that's
bro.
and,
90s to up to
and,
now.
and that's
Bro.
in everything, music, entertainment, because you know
Since
Tyler
Jermaine
Perry.
Dupri got hot, bro.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm saying? Like since then, bro. Like, bro, you had Outkast, you had all of that just coming out of Atlanta, especially, and you had Gucci, who's Gucci a legend.
I mean, we speak about Gucci. Why we got you here? Gucci or Jeezy? Who you taking in the versus battle?
Gucci.
You got Gucci.
Gucci?
I got Gucci.
You got Guap.
Got WAP. Nah, think about, bro. Gucci Mane has released
A lot of music.
It's like
a lot of
Yeah,
music.
over 100 projects they said.
You feel me? Like how I don't think I've known anyone who's done that at the level he.
And a lot of
doing.
them was when he was in jail too. That's the crazy thing.
You feel
about
me?
it.
And then, you know what's crazy is like, yeah, like his music might not be his vibe. Like some of his shit I don't be fucking with, but like he keeps like his caliber level. But like obviously I know Jeezy, you know.
But you okay? So I feel you, but it's 20 versus 20, like 20 songs versus 20 songs.
Yeah, you don't need 1,000 songs. You just need your best 20. I feel like Jeezy got the better 20.
Yeah, Jeezy. I don't want to say better. I think he is the more commercially successful for sure.
No, they both got the hood anthems. I think
Who got a bigger hood anthem? Jeezy got a bigger hood anthem.
Jeezy might, but remember, Gucci started going crazy like later, like when Jeezy started falling off a little bit. Gucci kept going.
Yeah.
Gucci already had 2 classic albums though. Like arguably, you could listen to Jeezy the Recession album and TM 103 or the TM tape and be like from top to bottom. No steps.
That's facts. Gucci came back out. Gucci came back out. You know,
he came back out. He started going crazy, bro. Yeah. Gucci's still going in.
Yeah, later Gucci.
Like he got that song Mulatto who just dropped with his little feature.
He worked with Mulatto.
You ain't playing that? He ain't playing.
Nah.
He ain't playing that.
He ain't playing that in the 20 versus 20
song. I'm talking about like he just keep going, bro.
Because when you look at it, like stuff and all that, you know,
Gucci had Black Beatles, bro.
Yeah,
that was like the biggest song in the world.
Yeah, at one point,
the whole world,
right?
the little mannequin challenge. You feel me? So Gucci
got the bop with Kodak, Wake Up in the Sky.
You feel me?
So,
like,
no.
So Gucci got some bangers, but you're right. It's not like his music. Whereas like I feel like Jeezy, like a lot of the bangers he's been able to make have been like Jeezy, like this is all me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Gucci for my own personal, but like I said, when I think it comes to commercial success, Jeezy I think definitely has that leg up on Gucci.
Got you.
But it's gonna be fun though. I think it's gonna be ending fisticuffs.
I don't see how this is gonna happen.
Are they gonna be in person, right?
That's usually the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's
they got to draw a red line type thing.
Bro, they hosting a party after, bro.
Oh no, that shit's gonna end in fights.
This is not gonna end up good. I don't know how it's gonna end up good, bro. But
it's gonna end in fisticuffs.
We'll find out. I believe that happens Thursday.
I think Jeezy's gonna like say something, and Gucci's gonna turn around and just slap the shit.
But honestly, I think them boys talk about this. Like this didn't just happen out of nowhere.
Nah, for sure.
Like I think they gotta keep up though. We don't like each other. Like Gucci posting.
Nah, for sure.
Stuff,
it's like NBA beef.
Yeah, I don't
like LeBron and KD, but they really like. And them boys not cool like that.
Nah.
Gucci, Jeezy.
It's more like a
Pat Beverly and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, we're like if them boys see each other, they'll dap each other up. They might, you feel me?
Keep it pushing.
It's not real. It's not like real beef.
No more.
Yeah. No more. No, back in the day, I mean, Gucci's still about that life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Both them boys still.
No, they is.
He reminds us every chance he gets.
Yeah.
Kind of now, you know. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, no, but Gucci, if you ever see that man when he not on camera, bruh, that's the same Gucci. Mm-hmm. He might have physically learned it, but on the inside, that boy's still from the trenches.
So real quick before we end things off, I mean, I think I would have to touch on this being that you're a sports fan, man. Some things going on real quick.
Sure.
What you think about James Harden potentially clicking up with Kyrie and
I know. By the way, I'm a Miami Heat fan, so
yes, sir. Maybe Miami Heat road boy.
Oh,
all through and through.
I don't want him to come to Miami though.
Nah, but he potentially gonna go to Brooklyn. I mean, that's one of his
what
high.
I feel about that? I think that's gonna be the most toxic team in the NBA. Toxic.
First of all, it's only one basketball
for sure,
and
they're all ball dominant players.
Yeah. And James Harden just been averaging 36 like the last couple of years. He's not going to want to slow that down.
You know why he was averaging 36? Because he ran the offense. Yeah. Like he started playing point guard for them.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Like even this year, like Russell Westbrook has always been a ball dominant point guard.
That's why
that didn't work.
You feel me? See, they tried to make him play like off the ball and like be a shooter, and he had probably one of the worst shooting seasons ever.
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
James not trying to play off ball.
It's not going to happen, bro. The only way I see it working is if Kyrie becomes more of a spot up, which I think could be way better for Kyrie because he made out of brittle. Like that man can't stay.
Yeah.
You feel me? So if he becomes, I think the only way that works is if like Kyrie starts to spot up more and they let KD and what's it called, Harden go back and forth. But I think it doesn't last. I think it's gonna be one season. Them niggas is gonna be
if he goes up.
If he goes, yeah. So I think it's gonna be like one season before they realize
it's not gonna work. Something gotta change.
Like they're gonna be like, yo, we cool as homies, but I don't want to be because remember you're a coworker when you're on a basketball team. You know, y'all working for a vision. And some people just don't need to be teammates.
Facts.
That just doesn't need to happen.
So who you got like next year? Who you think gonna take it?
I think Lakers going back to back.
Lakers going back to back.
I just don't see anyone stopping them. I don't think anyone made a good enough move to like really make.
You're not respecting what the Milwaukee Bucks did. What Drew Holiday.
No, remember.
Bogdanovich.
The Bucks got knocked out in the second round by the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
and that's my team, and I'm not taking any thing away from them. But when you have the reigning MVP, defensive player of the year, and you get knocked out, and he becomes virtually non-existent, Drew Holiday is just gonna take. I think their ceiling right now is the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. I think that's where they get to.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. I think that's where they get to. But they need someone else. They need need a Bradley Beal.
You don't think the Nets as is can contend with the Lakers or?
Nah, they don't have enough. Thing about the Lakers is that I know they might lose a couple pieces. But the Lakers,
they lost Danny Green and they may lose Rondo, but they got the Dennis Schroeder pickup.
Yeah, the Dennis Schroeder pickup is gonna be huge for them. That.
A consistent 18 to 20 point.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not a shooter, but he could shoot it.
You know what I'm saying?
His own shot.
He's a playmaker. He can run. You can trust him to start to run your offense.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Obviously having a year learning under Chris Paul, that's gonna work. I think really well. Yeah, they got some bench players too that are gonna show up. So I think Lakers I just don't see anyone who could beat Bron and AD 4 games.
I think they just need to fill out their roster. If they can possibly add like a Serge Ibaka.
Who?
Lakers.
Oh yeah,
like a Serge Ibaka. Just fill out your bench. You don't need
anything
a third star.
You don't need a third star.
Yeah, especially if they can keep Kyle Kuzma.
Dennis Schroeder can step in and be like your. I don't know if he'll be an all-star in the West.
No, but he could be that third piece.
He'll be that third piece.
Consistent.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying.
A third consistent scoring option.
You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be that third option for them.
You think Philadelphia got what he takes this year or next season?
No.
I think they're the new Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
You know how Houston Rockets do? Yeah. They're always hyped to make it.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. Whatever is going on in Philly is not working.
No.
I think if they got James Harden, I think it would work well.
If I'm Houston, I'll make that trade for Ben Simmons. Give me Ben Simmons.
76ers are not giving up Ben Simmons
for James Harden.
They're not.
That'll be the dumbest shit ever.
They're not.
That'd be dumb.
If you would have said Joel, I would agree. But Ben Simmons,
Ben Simmons though.
I'll take Joel over Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I would. Then Ben Simmons hasn't gotten any better since he's got to the NBA. No better.
You take 3-point shots in a season.
You feel me?
Come on, bro. What you doing?
Like I'll be out there. I'm gonna take more than 3. Come on, bro. The crazy thing is, it's like if either of us step out here, that's probably the only shot we gonna get because we not getting to the cup. Yeah. So at least come on, bro. You 6'10".
The better players, Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Joel
brittle
Embiid.
too.
He is brittle.
I mean, both of them brittle, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I mean, Ben Simmons had a little thing about Ben Simmons though is just that I think he has a lot of growing up to do.
Yeah,
both of them brittle.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Joel's getting a little better. Cause you gotta think about it, bro. Joel Embiid's been only playing basketball for less than 10 years. Bro.
Yeah.
Like he started playing in high school,
probably junior, senior year.
Yeah, bro. You feel me? So he's been a fresh in this game. Ben Simmons' dad was a literal pro basketball player.
Yeah,
you feel me? He's been around that life, and obviously people don't like to go into these tangibles, but you've been in this game, and obviously people have been jerking his ego off since he's been a kid. You feel me? So he went to LSU and was just like, bro, I'm just here to play basketball. I know that's the truth. That's literally why you here.
He said it.
He was just like, yo, that's all I'm doing, and he gave up on them. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I think right now what happens is that I'm buying in on the Heat right now. I think right now
they got a move coming. We don't know the move.
We don't know. Pat Riley
always does this.
Pat Riley is the godfather.
Yeah.
You feel me? He's 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So what happens is that he's gonna make a move, and we're not gonna see it coming. I really wish we got Drew Holiday though. I really wanted that move to come through. When I say Drew
mixed in with Goran and K Nunn, we would have to move K Nunn.
No, that's what the trade would have been. We'd have got rid of K Nunn. We would have dumped off maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
And Goran would have came off the bench.
Goran, he's good at that spot.
You know what I'm saying?
He's comfortable.
He's a great backup point guard. Mm-hmm. This year, he was never supposed to be the starting point guard.
Yeah,
because it was K Nunn, and then he started playing like trash. And Goran came in, and we got best basketball out of him.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think Drew Holiday on the Miami Heat would have Drew Holiday on the Miami Heat placed into the bubble I think we go all the way. I'm not even. I know that's a bold take.
No.
I know that's a bold take. You know, but listen about it. We were close so many games. Except for that first one when they did.
Yeah, but they smacked us.
They smacked us.
We figured it out.
But with no Bam, with no Govan, bro, Jimmy himself.
You feel me? He beat them
twice.
You know
Put him on the back.
Backpack. So it's like
So I feel
we have a Drew Holiday who is like one of the best point guards in the
two-way
NBA.
players, defenders.
Underrated. Mm-hmm. He can give you 10 to 18 in a season. Bro, that's all we need. Like what Jimmy needed was someone who can get him a consistent bucket when he needed a breather.
And go lock it up on the other, or lock up the best.
And then
also,
on the other one. Tyler's gonna be way better next season.
Yeah,
Bam's gonna be like when Bam starts hitting them 15 footers.
Raps.
Cause he already got that. He already got that sidestep.
Bam Adebayo is like I promise you, is one of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen in my life.
I get what you mean. He can do it all. He can do it all. Once you get that shot.
You know what I'm saying? He's athletic.
Draymond Green on steroids.
Smart. No, he literally is.
Yeah.
He's Draymond Green on steroids, but he's more offensively capable
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
than Draymond Green. Like, literally, like, he is one of the most skilled basketball players. And, like, we saw that. But in the draft, though, you know what I want to see come to Miami? That boy Vernon Carey.
Bro.
I want that boy Vernon Carey.
That'd be dope.
The hometown kid.
Hometown,
looking
yeah.
at mock drafts, right? I'm like, they got him going 22nd, 25th. I'm like, he gonna snatch him up, bro. 6'10", 260.
We could use some size.
You know
He big body with it.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
like, because the Bam needs somebody else, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might be a little too small, but
They throwing some Steven Adams talks out there.
Yeah,
but, we'll see.
I don't want Steven. I mean, the Heat are going after. They want to go after Danilo Gallinari.
it's gonna happen. It was supposed to happen last. I
hope that's not the play though, because Gallinari don't play no defense.
Yeah,
and we need defense.
Yeah, the motive our team. I feel you. I get you.
He don't match the motor, and we don't need another Kelly Olynyk, bro. Because Kelly used to make me mad, bro. He can't guard a motherfucking.
One thing about Kelly, he could give you 15 and 10 any given night.
But the thing is, like, it'd be a little too scarce for the last.
Yeah.
Because I know he had that little 30 game in the bubble, but like, Kelly, come on, we need that more often. You think Myers leaves though?
Leonard?
I don't know.
He were talking about he want to play 20, 25 minutes.
I was hearing like not too long after the season ended, he was saying that some contenders are interested in me. It was some type of like report that came out. So I'm not sure. I mean, when we were winning a lot of games, he was starting, and then he got injured. So I don't know.
I mean, he could hit the corner shot, the corner three. I mean, he can stretch the court out a little bit.
He's not bad.
He's capable too.
He just can't play defense too.
He's capable, but
like
we'll see,
that man be fouling. We losing Derek though.
Yeah, he out there.
Derek out there. He gonna get paid. He gonna get paid. Mm-hmm. I love Derek though.
Yeah, he cool. He cool.
But yeah, man, Jammal, bro, it's been a pleasure to have you. We covered everything, man. Your journey, what you got going on now, even threw a little sports in to see what you're thinking about it, bro. So
yeah.
Once again, bro, it's been a pleasure to have you. You want to plug anything you got coming up real quick?
Nah, bro, just be on the lookout. I ain't telling nobody to follow the page yet because we ain't got nothing to show. But look for me on socials. Jammal Lemy on all platforms, and keep supporting these guys because they really making interesting content and trying to put on. So, but appreciate y'all for having me.
Most definitely. So once again, man, it's Kyle the Kid, Mega the Boy, Vibe with Your Boys podcast, and we out.
You did.
All right.